far we considered more about the economic growth. So if you observe what is the economic growth, it is like in terms of quantity, how much we are producing goods, how much value of goods produced, how much values of service produced. That is what we are worrying so far, economic growth. But we have seen like now the per capita income. So from the per capita income we are unable to see what exactly the people are getting. See, even though the country's economic growth is very high, and if that economic growth dividends are not reaching the poor people or the lower strata of the people, then that country never progress or never become developed. Okay, if only 1% of the people or only 5% of the people are becoming rich and other people are in the languishing in the poverty, okay, then the society is not good for rich people also. Okay, so everyone should enjoy the dividends, then only the country will become prosperous. So that is why the economic development is much more relevant than the economic growth. Okay, so what is this economic development? See, the economic growth, this economic development worries about the economic growth along with the rising standard of living. Okay, and see, what is the meaning of this rising standard of living? For example, the economy of the country is rising very much, but you don't have facilities. Okay, so for example, you are working too much of time in a week and you don't have enough facilities to give rest to your body. For example, if you are swimming daily, then there should be a swimming pool, or if you want to go to library, that facility is there, or if you are falling sick, then very good hospital should be there near to you. All these facilities will increase your standard of life, standard of living. Okay, for example, if you want to go to some other country and if you have a airport near to you, then you can easily go. These are all increasing the standard of living. Okay, so how the standard of living is increased, how it will be increased, especially in India, what it is doing for that. So first of all, it is emphasizing on the growth and job creation. See, without growth and job creation, you cannot carry out other things. For example, growth means you are getting a lot of money. When you get money only, you can spend on other things. Okay, so first and foremost thing the government should focus on is like a growth. Okay, growth is important. So growth is economic growth is happening, and you need to create jobs also by using that growth. Without job creation, if simply so much of money is coming but no one is getting job, that means how will they benefit from that growth? Okay, and you need to develop infrastructure also. Here infrastructure here is like a critical infrastructure, and then basic infrastructure, everything, social infrastructure, everything you need to take care. For example, here you need to construct a very big highways so that the trade will happen, okay, easily. And you need to create the airports, you need to create the ports, okay, and social infrastructure, like you need to create hospitals, you need to create colleges, schools, everything you need to create. Okay, so this infrastructure development is very critical, and especially for the India, you need to spend a lot of money in the infrastructure. Why? Because now only these, if you see some of the national highways, our national highways, those are still in pathetic condition. Okay, so you need to do trade all the way from Delhi to the Kanyakumari, and if the national highway itself is not good, then how the vehicles will go there? Okay, so I mean the connectivity and the transport for the goods should be very easy. Not only for the easy, even for people. If more people are roaming around the India or moving from one side to another, then much more economic activity also happen. And for example, in India, so much of economic activity happens because of the religion also. Okay, for example, Tirupati is in Andhra Pradesh, Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, okay, or Taj Mahal in Agra. So many people travel all these distances to see this. Okay, then what happened? Because of the religious purpose, when they travel, they automatically produce the economic activity. To produce that, they need infrastructure. That means a train or whatever roadways, they should be there. That means the infrastructure should be there for that. And skill development also they should emphasize. Skill development means, okay, you developing the, creating the jobs, growth and infrastructure. Very big companies are coming, but you don't have enough workforce to be absorbed into those. In that case, what happen? You need to impact the required skill to the people. Okay, for example, the school level, you need to increase the quality. Or engineering, if engineering is irrelevant to the requirement of the companies that are coming, then you need to change your curriculum according to that. Okay, the skill. Or if already people are relieved from the colleges, then you conduct a special courses. That is how India is trying to do. India collaborated with Germany, because Germany is very good at this, like a skill development according to the industry requirements. Okay, so according to that, Germany is trying to guide us, how to develop or impact skill to the very huge number of people. We have so much of people, young population, but their skills are not adequate to be absorbed into these type of new type of industries. Okay, that is also very much important. So here, when I talk about the skill development, one more concept coming, that is the human development. Okay, this is a very much important. Human development. Human development means you need to develop, like provide a very good education facilities and then health facilities and everything, and you give some skills for them. That means the human capital will be developed. What is the human capital? I am the human capital. Like all our people, humans are see, if you train people, they can do any work. Okay, so you need to develop the human and you need to increase the human capital so that they will increase the economic activity. Okay, so human development is very important. And there are some index, famous index, that will see how much human development happened in a country. Okay, as a part of the economic development. We will see quickly some 2-3 which are important. You don't need to go that much deep into this. Unlike in civil services. In civil services, these indexes are very much important, and definitely every year, especially in the prelims, 1-2 questions, at least 1 to 2 questions will come, like what is the main components in the UN Human Development Index, or who publishes it, like that. Definitely 1 or 2 questions will come, but here you don't need to worry. Those type of questions most probably don't come here. Okay, so this is important, UN Human Development Index. Okay, this is developed by Amartya Sen, and then his associate, some Pakistani scientist, Mahbubul Haq, I think his name. So they both argued like a welfareism by the state. Okay, based on that, they also argued that economic growth itself is not enough for the country development. You need to develop the welfare, you need to do the welfare. Okay, that we discussed already. So based on that, they developed an index that is it is a average of all these 3. Each one is assigned 1 mark, and you average that. For example, first one is a life expectancy at the birth. What is the meaning of this life expectancy at the birth? For example, if you take any newborn baby, how many years he will live for the given death rate? For the given death rate means you consider present death rate, and by considering that, if death rate is very high, then he may not live more. If death rate is less, he may live, like that. How much years he may live. Okay, that is the life expectancy here. And education, here education they intelligently consider 2 here. Okay, actually what happened, there is a definition for the illiteracy in India. Previously it was something like this: the fellows, whoever 5 years or more than 5 years who are unable to write or read or understand, then they are considered illiterate. But after that government tweaked it, then they made it 7 years. Then because of that, so many people become literate from the 5 years to 7 years. And they also said like either he can write, read or understand. Okay, not 3. Then so many people become literate all of a sudden. So here in education or the literacy, 2/3 points will be allocated for the adult literacy and 1/3 point will be allocated for the primary, secondary and tertiary together, enrollment ratio, student enrollment, primary student who are enrolled in the primary, secondary and tertiary schools or colleges. Okay, so you average it and finally it will become 1. And the final one is per capita income. Okay, how we need to calculate per capita income, GDP or national income divided by the total population. So you calculate all these 3 and then you average, then you rank all the countries according to that. And our India is around middle human development index. It is something like 0.6 or something like that. Okay, our ranking is around 50 or 60. So we need to develop a lot. Okay, we need to develop in these areas. It is not only the per capita income, these two also matters. And then the next one is gross national happiness. Especially our neighbor country Bhutan, Wangchuk, I think King Wangchuk adopted this. Okay, that is like we want to see, we don't want to see the materialistic life, but our happiness is different. Our national happiness, we will what we call that, we will see our income levels in terms of happiness. That's what he told. And these are the 4 points that are considered for to calculate this. One is the sustainable socio-economic development. What is the meaning of sustainable? These days, it became buzzword. Sustainable millennium goals, like that, Sustainable means whatever you are doing, it is sustainable. That means it will continue for the future generation. For example, you have economic development. What is economic development? For example, there is a forest. In the forest, you found something like some mine. Okay, so you mine that, you found some metal and you mine that and extract it. Because of that, economic activity increases. Like there are so many jobs for the student. There are so many jobs, and then it will create a lot of economic activity. But in the process, you are destroying the forest, and if that forest is sensitive to your area, like because of the forest, it is attracting the rain and everything. Then what happened in the process? This economic activity is useful for your generation, but next generation that metal will be over and the forest also gone. Both are gone. Next generation will be disadvantaged because of your action. Okay, so whatever development, social change or economic development you are doing, those should be sustainable. That means the future generation to come, they need to enjoy whatever things you are doing. Okay, they should not deprive of their what we got that rights because of your actions now. Okay, and preserving the cultural values. Okay, and conservation of the natural resources. Especially Bhutan is very much fond of this because it is in the Himalayan country. It is very beautiful country. And good governance without any corruption, and we need to have a transparency. These 4 points. And the gender inequality index also. Many times we don't consider women as a capable workforce. There are so many reports like the present world GDP will double if all women force will come into the mainstream. Okay, if a woman also work, then it will become double. Okay, so gender inequality index. So UN Human Development, it is developed by UN Human Development Program. Okay, and it will estimate the loss due to the gender disparity means inequality. Okay, and it measures the opportunity cost for the woman based on the reproductive health. Okay, empowerment means, what is the meaning of the empowerment? The people having the freedom to choose what they want or what they want to do. For example, if you take, see, we need to accept this. These days it is changing. If your parents are educated or if they can understand the children, then they are encouraging them to prepare for any exam, or they are encouraging them to do some jobs. But otherwise in the rural area, or if they are socially not developed, then they are not encouraging their daughters to do. Their only thinking is like, oh, they need to marry the daughter and send away to the other person home so that they will take care about her. Why she need to work, or they don't want to do all this. They are not understanding. Okay, so the empowerment in that case is not there for that girls. So empowerment is like finding the freedom to choose your choices. Okay, that type of empowerment is whether there to the disadvantaged gender or not. Okay, and the labor market participation, how many girls are participating, how many boys are, how many men and how many female are participating. All these you need to consider to calculate this gender inequality index. Okay, so like that there are so many indexes, but these are I thought important. You don't need to worry. So whatever you learn, this is more than enough. Okay.